Today I would like to rise in the Seanad to acknowledge the 60th anniversary of the Treaties of Rome. The anniversary falls in a moment that is particularly complex in light of the internal and external challenges that face the European Union. The economic benefits and social benefits of membership of the EU have been incalculable for Ireland. All we have to do is look at the visible investment the EU have put into our roads network, the opportunities presented for small and medium businesses across in Ireland to access European markets, the explosion of European tourism due to low-cost travel and the common currency, the ease of mobility for our citizens to study and work across Europe. The list goes on, and we also cannot forget the fact that for the last 60 years there has been peace in Europe. The concept and the reality of war is not known to our generation and has not been known for the past 3 generations. However, in the last decade the mood in Europe has been changing, with some countries feeling that the European Union has fallen below their expectations. This has materialised in a Brexit referendum in the UK, and next week we will see the British Prime Minister trigger Article 50 in a planned exit from the European Union. Challenges facing the EU include globalisation, the technology revolution, the recent economic crisis and the biggest political crisis, that of the vast migratory flows of people from neighbouring countries. Millions of people are abandoning their own countries of origin and fleeing to Europe to flee from oppressive regimes, grave political strains, climate disasters and poor economic prospects, looking for a brighter future in Europe. Unfortunately, this inward migratory flow has engendered fear in many Europeans, and we have seen this as one of the main stimuli in the Brexit campaign. And the reaction, I believe, and a lot of us in this chamber believe that it was wrong and down to lack of knowledge, and it was an unwarranted fear. Europe, is changing, as we know. Ultimately, the benefits of our membership of the EU massively outweigh any perceived concerns we may have. I'm looking forward, in participating in the Seanad Brexit Chamber, and over the course of the Chamber I look forward to examining the white paper prepared by the EU on the future of Europe and ultimately our membership in the EU and how we can play an active role as a committed member. The second issue I'd like to raise is in relation to legal aid. The legal aid system in Ireland, it's known as free legal aid, but actually, in fact, it's not free. There is a small fee starting at €130 for those in receipt of the standard social welfare. Many women, especially those who are in violent situations, are staying in their home and not accessing the protection of the courts due to this fee being too much for those on very low incomes. The Minister for Justice attended a conference in Geneva the week after we passed our domestic violence legislation. One of the recommendations of that conference was to give an automatic waiver for those in domestic violence situations. I would call on the Minister to initiate this waiver programme, and so that women staying in domestic violence situations, that this is no longer an option for them, and that the option of going to court is more viable, and there's no bars for them to do so. So I'd ask the Minister to urgently implement this waiver for those in domestic violence situations.